We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with another episode of Full Moon Fridays here on the Outpost Unknown YouTube channel. My name is Matthew, joining me once again on our never-ending quest to watch everything Puppet in the Full Moon franchise. Over there in Sweden is Borp, who apparently is on a delay, and here in Lincoln is Steve.
Borp. Oh, yeah, Borp's camera is like a PowerPoint presentation right now.
We can hear you. You're just on a delay.
Do you want to leave the room and try again? Okay.
In the meantime, while Borp does that, Steve, we were going through the Puppet Master franchise. We were almost finished up with it, but we've decided to do a quick detour, explain to the audience what we're watching tonight and why we're watching it.
Well, one of the movies in the highly highly reviewed, beloved Puppet Master franchise is Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, and I'm like, it's not going to make any sense, if we watch this without also watching Demonic Toys. We need the context. Who are these toys? Who are the demonic toys? What is their backstory? Where do they come from? We need to know that. And so I said that we should watch Demonic Toys itself before we get to Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. And here we are. We get to learn the origin story of Baby Oopsie and Jack Attack and all of the other demonic toys whose names I don't know.
Grizzly Teddy and Mr. Static. Those are the other two. Mr. Static is the robot, which I don't think ever shows up again that I know of. But Borp, you're here. Say something.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay.
This is good.
You seem to be back.
Oh, thank God.
Back with no delay. I blame Sweden. I don't know how.
Thank God. How else was I supposed to talk about demonic toys with you guys?
Yes, exactly. Demonic toys. So yeah, we are going to be talking about demonic toys tonight, and then on the next episode, we're going to be talking about Puppet Master versus demonic toys. And then, are we finished? We got one more.
We have one more movie,
and then we're done. Yeah, and then I think we're going to start deviating from puppets for a while and start talking about the Trancers series, which should be interesting. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah. Also, obviously, I think I forgot to introduce you, Steve. But Steve, you are here.
Yeah. Again, somehow, some way.
Okay, so Demonic Toys came out in 1992. It was directed by, I think, Peter Manoogian. I think that was the dude's name. Now, interestingly enough, I was trying to learn a little bit more about demonic toys through this wonderful book here. It came from the Video Isle, which documents pretty much everything in Full Moon's history. There was an interesting thing that I found here. Now, I guess the most famous aspect of this film for film buffs would be it was written by David S. Goyer. So, of course, David S. Goyer would go on to write The Dark Knight and work with Christopher Nolan on all those Batman movies that are so popular. And David S. Goyer has become quite a famous writer in his own right. And the authors of this book actually interviewed him about writing demonic toys and another film called Arcade, which is also a Full Moon thing. I just kind of wanted to read through here David S. Goyer's recollections of how he became involved in demonic toys, which I think is kind of interesting. So these are quotes from him. He said, "These films were relatively early in my career. Like many people, I was a fan of Stuart Gordon's films Reanimator and From Beyond, so I was intrigued when I got a call from Band to come in for a meeting. Band was an affable guy, an unashamed schlockmeister in the Roger Corman tradition. His office was decorated with large-scale painting reproductions of old Ditko and Kirby Marvel Comics covers. Band made me an offer. Write 2 low-budget films for him and I could direct one of them. But the deal was I had to write them each in about a week's time. He showed me about a dozen posters with pre-sold titles. I picked Arcade and Demonic Toys. With Arcade, I figured I could do some kind of AI internet gaining self-consciousness kind of thing. With Demonic Toys, well, the poster had a killer teddy bear and a jack-in-the-box, so fuck it. Sounded good to me. I wrote the 2 films. Tried to make them as artful as possible given the extreme limitations. Band put Albert Pune on Arcade to direct. I knew and I liked Pune because he'd also directed Kickboxer 2. But by the time it was my turn to direct Demonic Toys, I got cold feet. The problem was Band had made these kind of quote unquote term deals with various crew members. So I could direct, but I had to use his production designer, DP, costume designer, etc. Not that they were necessarily bad guys, I just wanted some choice in the matter. I backed out, and someone else made the film. So there you go. David S. Goyer almost directed. He was supposed to direct this movie, and he backed out because of Charles Band's requirements of crew. So, kind of an interesting fun fact. Borp, you're a well informed guy. You know of David S. Goyer. What were your thoughts when I told you that he wrote this movie?
And it was wild, and I wanted an explanation because after seeing the film, I'm like, an accomplished writer did not write this. I mean, obviously he wasn't accomplished at the time, but like, it makes sense that he had a week to write this. Is all I'll say.
Yeah, 1 week. Steve, did you know who David S. Goyer was, and did you care?
Oh yeah, no, yes, I knew who he was. No, I didn't care.
Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it, fellas. Demonic Toys, who are going to become the, I guess, um, mortal enemies of the Puppet Master puppets. Who knows?
For about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
walk us through Demonic Toys, Steve. What's this all about?
So it starts with a dream sequence. We meet our main character. She is a policewoman named Judith Gray, and she has this recurring dream where she is sitting in a room in a white gown, and there is a little like blonde-haired kid playing a card game with a little dark-haired kid, and the dark-haired kid he has like glowing green eyes and like talon claw like fingernails. It's clearly like a good versus evil type thing they've got going on here. um, it turns out she is like telling this dream to her police officer partner, who is also her lover, and she's like, "Hey, I'm pregnant. We should get married." And he's like, "Yeah, all right, cool. Let's go do this. Let's go do this gun deal where I'm probably not going to die." Um, and so they do
He's
this gun
happy.
deal. It goes
He's happy when
strong.
she
Yeah,
tells him
he's very
no.
happy. He's very happy. Yeah, he kind of at first he's like, yeah, yeah, we'll get married one day, and she's like, I'm pregnant. There's a baby. He's like, oh shit, I guess I gotta put a ring on it. But he's into it. He doesn't have any cold feet at all.
Yeah, he doesn't come
Uh,
across as an asshole who we're happy when he gets gunned down. He comes across as
yeah, no,
genuinely, oh, I'm super excited, and it's sad when he gets gunned down.
yeah. So he gets they're doing a gun deal outside of this warehouse where just like kind of like overstocked toys are held. The gun deal goes awry. He gets killed, and Judith chases the two gun sellers into the toy store. She manages to shoot one of them. He kind of like goes into the building and ultimately ends up like bleeding onto this glowing part of the floor, which summons demons. Meanwhile, the other criminal is a guy named Lincoln, and she is like pursuing him, ultimately captures him, and they somehow lock themselves in a storeroom. So Judith and Lincoln are locked in a storeroom. The other criminal, whose name I don't know, is like bleeding out
Hess.
on Hess. All right, well, Hess is bleeding out on this glowing spot on the floor, and as the blood goes onto this glowing spot, the dark-haired boy that we saw from Judith's dream shows up, and he's like, "Oh ho ho, we're gonna raise hell!" And then he starts bringing toys to life, and the toys kill him, and basically like the more blood, the more people that die on this spot, the stronger the toys are going to become. Then shortly thereafter, we meet our other hero. There's this fat security guard who orders chicken from like I guess like a 24-hour overnight chicken place. Uh, and so Mark is tasked to deliver chicken to this guy, and so he's got this station wagon with like this giant chicken mascot with glowing red eyes on top of it. And the only way in or out of this building at this time of night is through well, there was two ways. There was the way that Judith and the criminals got in, but that apparently has been boarded up. The other way is like a docking bay, and so The security guard opens the docking bay, and he lets in Mark, the late night fried chicken delivery man. And Mark is going to be our other hero through this or during
It,
this. So he
it, it
he
was it was probably around this point in the movie where I'm like, oh fuck, this whole movie is gonna take place inside a fucking warehouse, huh?
Yeah.
you're not
uh,
wrong.
yeah,
I
I
got.
think like
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I think like some movies, low budget movies, you watch them, you get to the end of them, and you're like, huh, this whole place took this whole thing took place inside a warehouse, huh? That's pretty neat. And this one, I was like, oh no, this is what this movie is.
I feel like I had shades of Child's Play and Chopping Mall with this, only
Yep.
in a really shitty location. You know, it's
Mhm.
kind of, you kind of get the toy factory kind of setting of the original Child's Play when Brad Dourif goes in
Yeah.
there and they got the toys all over. But then you also have Chopping Mall where they're kind of trapped in that location where the things are sort of killing them. I will point out that
Yeah.
the security guard or whatever, he's watching Puppet Master 2 on television while he's doing all of this, and it's actually the Charlie Spradling scene where Blade jumps off the bed and starts slicing her up. And so this doesn't technically take place in the actual Puppet Master universe, if that's what they're going for. This would be like a separate reality where.
Puppet Master is a movie within a movie.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and but when it was funny because they must really love that sequence in Puppet Master 2, because no matter which shot they cut to throughout that whole sequence, they, if you look at the television, it just keeps replaying that one scene over and over and over again, regardless of the angle. So, but yeah, Charlie Spradling makes an appearance in Demonic Toys.
Yep.
All right. Well, the security guard has some sort of like bond with Mark. Like Mark's like, yeah, life sucks. I'm this rebellious teenager question mark guy. I'm working in this chicken place. Life sucks. And the security guard's like, look at me. I'm 700 pounds. I get paid to sit on my ass, eat chicken, watch TV every night. Life is good. Here, look at Ms. July and this Playboy I got. Like this man lives a life that no one would aspire to, and yet he is completely happy with it. So maybe there's a lesson there for all of
Yeah,
us.
simple man,
Uh,
simple
Yeah.
pleasures.
yeah.
He's also like friends with a teenager for some reason. Right? He just
look,
orders chicken.
Look, for adults can be friends with teenagers. You can
Yeah,
be friends and then just share
Yeah.
buckets of chicken with one another. You know,
Share
mentor
your porn
relationship.
with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
teenagers.
No,
That's true. He did
it-
show the porn.
Yeah.
That's
right.
That's a little
It's
weird.
strange.
That's a little
It's
weird.
strange.
I mean, is this guy a teenager or is he like
Early 20s, maybe. I don't
20
know.
something?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
know.
he's eight-
Anyways,
I'm going to say he's 18. He's a teenager and an adult. 18 years
all
old.
right. Judith and Lincoln are locked in the storeroom, and she's trying to get out. So she starts just like firing her gun, like someone surely will hear this. And sure enough, like Mark and the security guard are like, we hear noise. Let's go check it out. And the security guard's like, Mark, chicken delivery man, why don't you stay here and do my job and watch the monitors? And he's like, no, I'm coming with you. And so Mark and security guard go and find Judith and Lincoln. Everyone has a little powwow, and so now Judith, Mark, and the criminal are going to stay behind, and the security guard is tasked with go and call the police and let them know that Officer Judith Gray is here and I'm holding this man prisoner, or I've got him under arrest. Like I need backup. There's an officer down because her partner is still outside bleeding out if he's not already dead.
I think there's some. Not. I'm gonna probably sound pretty negative during this, but I think there's some really nice moments here of like comedy where like. Because this policewoman has like been shooting things, she's been screaming, they've been knocking at the door. She's like, "I've been here for so long. Have you not heard me like scream and like shoot things?" And he's like, "Huh?
Yeah,
I guess." Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's living his best life, guys.
He's living his life. He is content with the life that he has.
Yeah.
These people are an inconvenience to him.
Yes.
So he's like, he's going to go back to call the police because the phone inside the storeroom doesn't work. And now the toys attack. And so I think Baby Oopsie, or maybe it's the bear, like they hit him in the leg with a baseball bat, and then Baby Oopsie shows up, and Baby Oopsie is like, "Yeah, I'm Baby Oopsie. I can laugh, I can cry, I can shit my pants. Can you shit your pants?" And then Baby Oopsie picks up the security guard's gun and shoots him in the leg, and it's awesome. I thought that scene was hilarious. It's a then Mark is watching all this through the window. He's like, "Oh shit, the toys are alive. The toys are attacking." And so Judith and Mark, or at least Judith, is like, "All right, he's under attack. We got to go save him." But then when they open the door, like Baby Oopsie turns the gun and starts firing away at Mark and Judith, and so they have to take cover. And so the toys have free reign to just like start like killing the security guard, and so they're just biting him and clawing him. Baby Oopsie stabs him in the dick, and he just bleeds out and dies. They drag him over to the glowing spot on the floor, and so now like more blood sacrifices are being made. And so you find out that every time someone dies, the evil spirit that has taken the form of this dark-haired child from Judith's dream, like he gets stronger. So yeah, that's the plan. The evil kid wants to kill people to become stronger. He reveals his his master plan to Judith. Judith is pregnant, and the kid says, I am an evil spirit. I have been trapped in this toy warehouse for 66 years. 66 years on Halloween. Like I tried to be born into a human body, but
this is a wild flashback. This
is a wild flashback. It goes back to 66 years ago on Halloween, and it's just a woman going into labor in a house. And at first you think, all right, they're just this doctor is,
sounds like she's having sex
this.
at first. It's like, is this a weird sex scene coming up? Because the way the sounds she's making when she's delivering the baby don't sound like
I don't know
screaming sort of stuff.
I don't know what kind of sex you're having. That's not what I got at all. I immediately thought this was a labor situation.
Oh, it did not sound like a labor situation to me.
Well, she's giving birth, and there's a doctor, and at first you think this is just a normal birth, and then you see this baby demon thing come out of her, and you think like the doctor and the doctor and I don't know, like the woman that's with him are going to be like shocked that this demon has just been given birth, but they're like, oh no, it's stillborn. He's not going to make it. And at this point, like the movie kind of got me at this point because I was just paying attention to the baby. I thought like this doctor was going to be freaked out, but then I just kind of like looked into the background and I see like pentagrams all over the place, and it becomes clear that like everyone is in on this. Everyone wants this demon baby to be born in this flashback.
It's called good writing, Steve. That's what that is.
Yeah,
David
he's an accomplished writer.
Yes.
So so the doctor and the woman, everyone's like, oh, our demon lord didn't make it. That sucks. So then some trick or treaters show up, and the doctor and the lady are like, oh, you want something better than candy? Here, take this. And they put the stillborn demon baby in their bag, and they're like, go bury this, and it will grow like a seed of evil, blah blah blah. And so the kids go over to like the warehouse, which is just like it's under construction. They look in the bag, they see the demon like stillborn baby, and they panic and they throw it. And so it just lands in a pit, and it's been there for 66 years. And so now this demon child 666 wants to basically possess Judith's baby and have a physical body to be born into the human world. Yada yada yada, death and destruction, mass hysteria. That is his plan. He wants to possess Judith's child, but to get the power necessary to do that,
very Dream Child-esque. Freddy Krueger Dream Child. Go into your
accomplished writer.
I wonder if he had.
Go ahead. When you have a week to write something, I imagine you just take ideas from other places, and it's like, yeah, this is good. This is good enough.
Yeah.
When did Dream Child come out? Was this after or before that?
It was in the 80s. Dream Child was in the 80s.
Yeah.
All right, this is after.
Yeah, and what's kind of hilarious about this, not only did he have a week to write, but he just had a poster to look at. Like, here's some toys, figure this out. But I wonder, it's unclear in the book, did he have 1 week to write both arcade and demonic toys, or did Charles Band give him a week per movie? Because he might have actually only had a couple days to write this script.
Yeah.
Anyways, now we know the demon's plan. So they're trying to escape. Judith is still a cop. She's like, no, I would like to just execute this criminal that killed my partner, but I am a police officer. I must take him in. He must stand trial. I can't just kill him. But ultimately, he escapes. Meanwhile, we meet a new character, and I forgot this character even existed in the movie. A character named Anne just like comes out of the air vent and is like, "Oh hey, I'm homeless. I've been living here the last few days. Yep, I've been looking around. I saw all the
Unhoused,
toys come to
Steve.
life. Yeah,
Unhoused.
she's homeless. Um,
But there's something like oddly charming about the way this character or this movie introduces new characters. Where it's like, all right, we have this group of characters in a warehouse. We need some new people. Fuck it, delivery guy shows up. All right, this girl's been living in the vents. Like, it's good enough. Sure, put it in. Put it in.
Yeah, well, it's also kind of cool that I mean, I'm trying to give David S. Goyer some sort of props here. Like,
Mhm.
he could have went a pizza delivery guy. No, he went with a fried chicken delivery guy. That's unique. I've never seen that before. Steve, you're
you
from
want
the
that?
South. Any 24-hour chicken places, fried chicken places that are open
No,
that you know of?
not that I can think of.
See?
Do you want that extra crispy or chunk style, Matt? You want it chunk style, obviously.
Mhm.
No, I don't know. I don't like. Not only can I not think of any chicken delivery places from where I live in the South. Sorry. Not only can I not think of any like 24-hour chicken places, I can't think of any chicken places that delivered. Like this whole thing is just like bizarre to me.
It's unique.
Somewhere in the world, people are living their best lives where chicken can just be dropped off on their doorsteps.
Yes. While they look at Playboys.
While they look at Playboy, specifically Ms. July with Charlie Spradling on their TV.
Yes.
Uh, anyways, Anne just comes out of the air vent. It's like, hey, I'm Anne. I am unhoused.
Very Newt-esque.
She's like, yeah, I've been like sleeping in this warehouse the last couple of days. Yeah, I saw all the toys. Yeah, the toys are killing people. I am delivering the plot to you now. We need to get to the room with the button that opens the door and escape. And so Mark and Anne crawl into the vent. They're attacked by toys. They're trying to get to the security room where the security guard was, because that has like, I don't know, the magic button that unlocks all the doors in the place. But the room has been trashed. Uh, the puppets attack. Anne gets killed. So thanks for joining the movie. Like, she's in the movie for about 10 minutes.
Subversion of your expectations, Steve. We thought she
Yeah,
was going to last.
I
Nope. Cannon fodder.
I've seen this movie before. I forgot this character was even
So
a
did
thing
I.
in this film.
I didn't
It
remember that
is
character at all either.
super forgettable. I mean, there's not much more to say. Like, the chicken delivery man and Judith are in the warehouse together. They kill, or Lincoln, the criminal guy, he knocks out Mark, grabs the gun that Mark has. Judith finally kills him, and now it's just Judith and Mark running around. Judith gets captured. The evil excuse me, the evil demon has the opportunity to um, possess her baby in a way that we are not going to go into any great detail about. He's about to enact the process that would allow that to happen. Mark suddenly grows a spine after killing the evil teddy bear that has now turned into a giant human-sized werewolf teddy bear.
I don't understand. How did that happen? I was
David Goyer
That's a
said
good
so.
question.
I was confused. I was like, why is Grizzly Teddy now a giant life-size werewolf monster sort of thing?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, the teddy grows into like a human-sized grizzly bear slash werewolf looking thing. Mark kills it, grows a spine, goes back to rescue Judith, but Judith really didn't need the help because the blonde-haired boy from her dream has now shown up, and it has possessed a little toy soldier doll that is helping her out. The toy soldier helps Judith escape from a room that she was locked in at one point. And the little toy soldier goes to confront the evil kid, which is now like turned into like this normal adult demon. Um, they fight. The little toy soldier boy and Judith manage to kill the demon. You find out that the toy soldier is actually the spirit of Judith's unborn baby. Uh, and then the movie just kind of ends. Presumably, her partner is just outside dead. There's not really any sort of resolution. It's just they kill the demon and the credits roll.
That's a
The
common
end.
common thing with full moon stuff, where these movies just kind of
Yep.
end without really any explanation as to why. They just
Yeah, I have
they
no
ran
idea
out
what
of story.
happened. Like, yeah, it's just there's. And then the bad guy was gone. The end. Credits.
I wonder if, because we found out, and I did not know this, it was Demonic Toys 2 that came out in 2010, so almost 20 years later. I wonder if it picks up from the very end of this movie with the same characters and whatnot, or if it's completely different.
Well, Judith shows up in Dollman versus Demonic Toys, so Judith does make a
Mm.
return.
Okay.
And spoilers, she dies in that, so I imagine she's not in Demonic Toys 2.
Okay.
So I don't know. I didn't know Demonic Toys 2 existed prior to like yesterday.
Okay. Well, Borp, it sounds like you loved
Yeah.
everything about this movie. So tell us what you loved about Demonic Toys.
I think Baby Oopsies fucking sucks. I
Whoa.
hate this doll. I hate this doll. Um, and it seems like
Why? Why do you hate Baby
I
Oopsie
just
Daisy?
feel like okay, it's like a very bad like ripoff of like Shucky, and I don't even love Shucky that much. It's like Shucky with fart jokes.
That's a bridge too
And like
far. You take that back. Chucky's great, Borp.
No, Chucky with
No,
fart jokes is the next movie we're watching.
yeah, I totally. No, okay. There's a lot here that I like kind of respect, kind of in the way that when we watched the earlier Puppet Master films, of like this is oddly charming in its low budget quality, and they do maybe they don't do a lot, but they do enough with what they have. So it's not like I absolutely hated the experience of watching this, but it's just like I feel like it runs out of steam. Like by the time it got to the third act, I was like very ready for it to be done. And the acting isn't very good, and I didn't care for the demonic toys all that much, I guess.
Wow. Harsh words for Full Moon and Charles Band. Okay. No, I can kind of see where you're going here. My kind of experience with this, and I had seen this before, obviously, was I wouldn't say I liked this movie. I think that the toys themselves, Jack Attack, Grizzly Teddy, Mr. Static. We didn't even talk about Mr. Static. Mr. Static's like a robot that shoots like these like circular lasers, and I guess it hits people like squibs because they start, blood starts spewing from them and whatnot. Um, these characters aren't very memorable to me. Like the actual toys themselves, they're just not as cool to me as the actual puppets in Puppet Master, and so a lot of this just felt like to me, why isn't this just another Puppet Master movie? Like, why couldn't it have been a Puppet Master movie? And I just kind of went through the motions with it. I was like, okay, like you said, I didn't hate it. Like, I don't despise this movie or anything like some of the Puppet Master movies, but I just kind of was like, I wanted this to be more than it turned out to be. And yeah, I thought to disagree with you slightly. I thought some of the acting was really good. Like I thought the guy who played Lincoln was really good, and I had seen him in something before, but I couldn't place where I'd seen him before. But he played like a really good sort of villainy bad guy character. I thought the lady Tracy Scroggins, I think the main actress on it. I thought when she was seeing her boyfriend shot and killed in front of her. She put some emotion into it. She was trying her best with the material that she had. So I thought all of that was generally pretty good. But yeah, just the story of
Okay.
this, just I didn't care for at all. I was just kind of like, meh.
Yeah. Allow me to correct myself. I do think that there are performances here that are like not terrible. To be fair to the movie, I just thought like the what is his name? Chicken delivery guy
Mark.
specifically, Mark. I felt like he gets a lot of time to just sort of
Yeah.
run around, do nothing, and panic.
Yeah.
And yeah, it got kind of grating to me. Um, I do think like there are very enjoyable moments of like kind of silliness, but none of those moments were like tied to the puppets for me. So I really enjoyed like the beginning. Like, what was the plan with the whole like arresting these people during the weapons deal? Because he just points, he's like, how does that sound? He's like, it sounds like you're under arrest, and then they just shoot him. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
What's going
You
on?
have to
Like,
understand,
what's going
in
on?
the 90s, American cops couldn't arrest someone unless they could bust out a badass one-liner
Yep.
beforehand. And so he had to wait for his cue, and then he went for it, and it didn't work out for him. That's just
Borp,
that's the law.
Borp,
Yeah.
haven't you heard? That's what American cops do. They just pull out their gun, they shoot people down. I mean, that's what happens. Yeah,
Yeah, but
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, sorry, but it's like it's stuff like that that I think is like very charming about these movies. You just sort of have to roll with it. And for me, a lot of those moments were like not with the actual material of the film. It was like, the toy stuff I was just not very into.
Yeah,
guess.
I didn't care for the good and evil kid stuff. Like, I don't want kids in these types of movies, and I think that kind of weird supernatural element of it just kind of was not for me. Steve, what are your thoughts on Demonic Toys?
I yeah, first of all, I thought like having the dark-haired kid, but having like an ADR, like an adult voice coming out of his mouth. I thought that was a super good idea for that character. If
That
it
was
had been
cool.
like a normal little kid squeaky voice coming out of that character, it would have been like terrible. Um, yeah, this movie came out when I was 9, and I remember I probably saw it like immediately after it came out, and I remember really, really liking it at the time. Um, it absolutely does not hold up in any way, shape, or form. I will say, aside from Anne, who I forgot was even a character in this movie, I think all of the characters in this movie are cooler than every human puppet master character, probably with the exception of like Old Man Toulon. I like Judith. I liked Mark. I thought the fat security guard was funny. Like Lincoln did a good job being just this crazy psychotic murderer. Uh, but yeah, this is another case where like the toys do very little. Like there comes a point in the movie where it's mostly just the evil kid directing traffic, and the toys just kind of like pop up in the background to go. There's not a whole lot of meat to this. I watched it on YouTube, and I was committed to just watching it normally, but definitely by the midway point, I exercised the option to watch it at 1.5 speed. Yeah, it's. I was hoping for more. I remembered enjoying this, and this is just another reminder that Kid Steve was fucking dumb.
Yeah. I watched this on Tubi, and the one Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys, which we'll talk about on the next episode, is also on Tubi. And whatever print they used, I think it looked pretty good, all things considered. I don't know if it was like a remastered print or something. I know Charles Band has spent a lot of his limited funds on trying to remaster these amazing movies that we all remember from our childhood that we are inevitably disappointed by when we watch again. um, but yeah, I think that overall this movie was just kind of there. Let me ask you, of the
Yeah.
toys, of the actual demonic toys, the 4 of them, so we got Baby Oopsie Daisy, Jack Attack, Mr. Static, and Grizzly Teddy. Which was your favorite, Borp? Which one did you like the best?
I think I like Mr. Static. I like the ones that shoot things for some reason.
Okay.
So I like Six Shooter. I like in Puppet Master, and here I like Mr. Static. I also enjoy like finding the like weird quirks about. Now I've seen enough of these full moon movies where I like see the weird quirks, and it's like, wow, they really for a while there they were really into like things shooting lasers.
Yes. yes. Laser shots. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Steve, your favorite toy. If you had to pick one of these characters to own and put on your shelf in the background, which one would it be?
I mean, from this movie, yeah, I'd probably go with the robot as well. But from all the Demonic Toys movies, I remember Dollman versus Demonic Toys has like an evil GI Joe, and so I would probably pick him if I could pull from the entire franchise.
Okay. I'll go Jack Attack. There's something about sort of like an evil Jack in the Box sort of thing that pops out that I kind of enjoy. So I'd go Jack Attack is probably my
Well,
favorite.
pencil in the Jack Attack standalone movie for a Full Moon Friday someday.
For sure. For sure. We have to do that. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's our episode this week on Full Moon Fridays where we talk about demonic toys. Now we're going to segue into next week, which will be Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. Now, that was first announced as a film by Charles Band in 1992 after this Demonic Toys movie came out. He started telling all the full moon, I think it was on a full moon, when they're a little after the video sort of segments. He was like, hey, Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, it's happening. And it never happened until 2004 when the Sci-Fi Channel got the rights. And we'll talk about how that's the one movie that Charles Band had no control over. We'll tell you all about that next week. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. Or in 2 weeks.
Whenever.